You're listening to a Roddenberry podcast.
Here we are, kicking off another week with Mission Log Engage. I'm John Champion.
And I'm Norman Lau.
And you're listening to the show where we talk, we chat, just a little coffee, no big whoop.
Little coffee, little talk, little coffee talk.
Yeah, no big whoop. But that's what we do. We get your emails, and as I promise every week, we've got emails that are very recent, like in the moment of what we're talking about right now on Mission Log, and then we dig into the archive and we pulled out some oldies but goodies that will help us have an interesting and engaging conversation.
Oh, John.
I
so
know.
smooth.
It was not bad.
Like
butter. Like butter. So rehearsed. All right, man. So you're going to kick us off this week with our email of the day, and it is from Dustin. Tell us what Dustin has to say.
All right. So this is Dustin, and Dustin's subject is Admiral Ross. My reaction to the Ross Section 31 tie was that of a bummer/disappointment for the first time I saw it. Though it gave Julian a great scene and made me like him more. I really liked Ross, and it was nice to have a normal admiral that wasn't scheming. That said, his quote-unquote Breaking Bad is not on the level of previous admirals. He's not evil and still has some good to him. Guess he fits the motif of DS9 in that sense. I still like Ross, but luster isn't there. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Dustin.
Oh, from Dustin. Yeah.
I was looking at Admiral and I just went right to Brad. Went right to Brad. Sorry, Brad. Yeah. And sorry, Dustin.
I don't disagree with Dustin at all. I don't think that Admiral Ross and by the way, spoiler for anybody who isn't caught up with us, but in DS9, Admiral Ross, who is kind of been sullied a bit by Section 31. I think Admiral Ross isn't a bad guy. He is a guy whose back has been pushed up against the wall, and he is in this difficult, untenable situation with his obligations to Starfleet and the Federation, with the reality of the war that's going on around him, and the pressure from this organization, Section 31. So I don't think he is a person who is making bad decisions out of some nefarious plot in his head. I think he's somebody who's very relatable and very human in that respect. The thing that bothers me about Admiral Ross is that, we've beat this horse a million times, which is where is the consequence? Where is the stepping back and sort of recognizing that there are principles at stake and you might be violating some code of ethics or morality here. So I'm wondering if we ever get to that point. The other thing that's very strange about Admiral Ross is that he's just sort of around now. He had this run-in with Julian, and Dustin points out that great scene. But now he's just sort of like part of the fabric of DS9. He's always around, and I can't help but see him and go, yeah, but that's the guy who's also playing dirty.
Yeah, that's I think why maybe we have a little bit of a difficulty linking him with the quote-unquote Admirals. Now, we've seen Admirals in the past, especially Admiral Seti, Admiral Nechev. We've seen those Admirals in TNG, and they have done bad things or put our characters into bad situations.
Yeah.
But now you have somebody that he seems like somebody's dad. Like he seems like somebody's really nice uncle. And I think that this is where casting is a little bit of, it subverts expectations, because Barry Jenner is a very average, normal, very gentle looking man.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily make Admiral Ross good.
Right. Yeah.
It definitely disarms us because he seems so approachable.
Yeah. And that's what you're describing, though. Like that's the situation. It's like he's not bad in the respect that he's a villain, but he's not good. Right. He is dirtied by all of this.
And we wanted Ross to stay good.
Yes. Right? Yes. Like, just give us somebody in a position of authority who isn't dirtied by this whole nasty mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's where my disappointment was with Ross and Inter Arma, because finally, you had an admiral that felt like he was playing by the book, that you could trust him. You could trust the hierarchy, and Admiral Ross is one of those rare exceptions where you could say, like, yes, the Admiralty is finally on our hero's side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that he's not on the side of the righteous cause, which is winning the Dominion War. It's just that he's also falling into in the pale moonlight decision-making process that Cisco's under. We'll do whatever it takes to win, but at what cost?
Yeah.
Right. And even though it's Starfleet Intelligence Section 31, it's all in a wash when you start compromising your ideals.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time you do that, every time you make a compromise with the things that you say are important, like principles, like ethics, like morality, you lose a piece of yourself, and you lose some of that high ground that you had to be doing these things in the first place. So all right. Well, Dustin, I really appreciate it. Thank you for that email. And if you would like to comment, please send us your notes at missionlog@roddenberry.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at missionlogpod. And follow this playlist right here, Mission Log Engaged or Engage, not engaged, though I hope we are engaged and engaging here at Roddenberry Entertainment and Roddenberry Prod on YouTube. Remember, we may engage with your comments on the air.